Deep in Siberia, there sits a lake that's over 5,000 feet deep. It's a place filled with strange reports of lights, objects, and even disappearances. It's called Lake Baikal. And in 1982, a Soviet military diving team claimed that they saw something impossible: three massive humanoid beings moving deep beneath the water. Lake Baikal is the deepest lake on Earth. It's older than most civilizations. For decades, locals have reported seeing things that they cannot explain: glowing discs that enter the water, beams of light moving around under the ice, and even entire boats vanishing without debris ever being found. But nothing is stranger than what happened to that military dive team. So according to the declassified Soviet report, the divers were training about 50 meters down. That's far deeper than recreational dive limits. And they noticed something moving in the haze. And at first, they thought it was perhaps another group of divers. But as the figures approached, it became clearer that they were not wearing any dive gear at all. In fact, they had no helmets, no tanks, just tight metallic suits and bodies that were far too large to be human. The team described them as being nearly 10 feet in height. Humanoid, but definitely not human. They moved through the water with ease, no propulsion, no bubbles, no effort. For several minutes, both groups just kind of watched each other. And then the commander made a fatal decision. He ordered his men to capture one of the beings using a specialized net. And this is a choice that triggered something that was clearly not expected. There was a sudden violent pressure wave that slammed into the divers and blasted them forward towards the surface. They were launched upwards so fast that they couldn't equalize pressure. 3 of them died instantly from explosive decompression. The survivors were then rushed to a military hospital, and the report was immediately classified by the KGB. And this stayed buried until after the fall of the Soviet Union. But here's where the story gets even stranger. So Lake Baikal has long been tied to the legend of water spirits, these beings that live in the deep. Fishermen have reported lights rising from the black water. Russian Navy officers have quietly admitted that the region is a hotspot for transmedium crafts, basically objects that go from air to water effortlessly. So what did these people actually encounter? Was it a species that had adapted to the crushing depths? Was it a non-human intelligence of some sort, or a residual energy living in there? Or was it some sort of technology that they couldn't recognize? I mean, whatever it was, the Soviets didn't want the world to know. Let me ask, have any of you been scuba diving or snorkeling or even just swimming and seen anything very creepy, or just felt a very creepy energy? Perhaps you're swimming over a deep area. Let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Share it.